Okay, so Greg, what's up, Greg?
What's up, dude?
Seeing you in.
We're hanging out for the last 2 hours.
Oh yeah. You're a different person now. Remember when we talked about there's no self? So like right now you're a different person than you were like a minute ago.
Why?
Because there's no self.
There's no self, man. You're right. yeah. No, it's true. It's true. The self is an illusion. No. I thought you meant I'm a different person than when we met a couple years ago.
Yeah, you are the same person, but you're different. There's like 2 layers to it, I think. So the reason why I'm talking about that is because when I saw one of your videos, you said Ectotoli was one of your biggest inspirations, and that sort of like, holy shit, that kind of blew my mind. So like, can you tell me why like you like Ectotoli or how you discovered him? Like
yeah, because I was for my whole life I was very focused on the future. Yeah. It was the present moment wasn't that important to me. It was always about I'll be happy when I get this, or I was always so focused on finding some sort of happiness, fulfillment, salvation in the future, and I didn't really appreciate and fully immerse and enjoy the only thing we have, which is the present moment. And so you live like that for so long, and you never really find that peace and that happiness. And finally, I stumbled upon the Eckhart Tolle stuff. A friend told me about it. And
how old were you?
And I was also I was about 21, and I also was very at the time I was also like it's a lot of things I was just kind of struggling with, and so like I was so ready for it, And so when I started listening to it, it just started to click and sink in. I was like, oh my God, I had so many epiphanies. It soaked in, and then from that moment, I was like, sure, I'm going to focus on my goals. I'm going to focus on my fitness, my business, on achieving things I want, but I'm going to honor the present moment every step of the way.
So that's pretty hard, isn't it? Like, just have to refocus your mind on like bring your awareness to the now, because like your mind is just like the trajectory of your mind just like automatically goes into the future. Like it's almost like the way we're programmed. Well, I don't know what it is.
But I feel like when you do what you truly love, that's when people have have that feeling of presence. Like when you're having sex, usually you're pretty present. You're not having sex thinking about what am I going to eat for dinner later.
Unless the sex is bad.
Unless it's bad, yeah. Or if someone's if they love playing hockey, they're just in love with hockey. When they're playing hockey, the reason they love it is because they're in the moment doing it. If they're thinking about something else, they wouldn't be in love with it. So people that whatever you're best at, usually that's when you come alive. That's when you're present. But you can learn to take that present energy and bring it into your daily life. You don't have to be present all the time, of course, but just having that skill to be able to
turn on and
realize, realize when you're in your mind, and then bring yourself back to presence, because that's when you're the most intelligent. If you're writing a paper, or creating a proposal, or doing a speech, you're not going to be that good if your mind is wandering all over the place. You have to take your attention and hone it into the moment.
And we're gonna do a video with meditation video, right?
Yeah.
So every time I see you, like a different person. That's why I want to talk to you about this, because like when I first met you, you were a different character, and then you sort of for 2 years your channel sort of grew up, and then you became like a slightly different person. But there's something that's the same underneath. But you've been like changing. And then when I saw your last video when you took a break for like 3 weeks or something like that, when I saw your like long hair and your like goatee and everything, I was like, this is the Greg I like. It's like you went from a kid to like a business person, like a lion, and then now you're in a different phase, like a more spiritual phase.
Yeah.
Do you feel that, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely.
Because you said you've been in transition, right?
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm always in transition.
You always have to be always in transition.
I feel like I am.
You're cold, right? You should put that on.
I should put my coat on. I know, I'm freezing. Dude, what, do you not get cold, man? You do cold showers every morning?
I don't know. I used to take contrast shower too, like
damn.
Fire
I feel so much more comfortable now. Okay, now, no, I feel like I'm always in transition. My life's been in the last 5 years, it's been very radical.
Yeah.
Everything's changed. So many different stimuli have come in, and I've just kind of gone with the flow and kind of reshaped, things. And right now, like, and the long hair in this, like, it's not just a look, like this kind of
energy.
It was like it kind of came out.
Yeah.
Even someone's like, oh my God, long hair, like didn't you want to like grow your hair long like a couple years ago? And I was like, I wasn't ready. Yeah. I couldn't do it. Like, this is kind of, I don't know, I like being kind of congruent. But yeah, no, I've just been on this wild ride, and I'm always focused on, I'm always pretty goal oriented, so I always kind of try and be in control and get what I want out of life. And
the reason why we're so interested in interviewing you is because you're a very controversial figure, like in the fitness.
Really?
Aren't you?
Really?
Right? Yeah. No.
I'm kidding. I know.
So the fitness industry itself,
people don't like me.
you start to get a lot of hate, right?
Backlash, hate, yeah.
Hate and just people who like talk shit or through jealousy or whatever. It doesn't matter, but people were hating on you. And how do you respond to that? And how did you deal with that negativity? Like, obviously, now when I look at you, it seems like you overcame it in some way, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like two different forms of hate. There's, feedback, constructive feedback, where it's like, okay, if everyone's saying the same damn thing all the time, then maybe I'm doing something wrong here.
Yeah.
But then there's like the more out of insecurity, more out of jealousy, more out of like trying to put someone down. There's like that kind of hate. And like, you know what? Who cares, right? It's like if someone just says, oh, like, fuck you, Greg, like this and that, and it's purely just trying to shit on me. It's like the kind of people that do that are just total losers. They just suck at life, You think successful people put in time, mental energy, shitting on other people? Absolutely not. So why would I let some kind of shitty loser, never works on themselves, always makes excuses, never takes responsibility, always complains, why would I let that person affect my emotional state? I'd be fucking retarded to do that. I'd be moronic. And then even beyond that, there's a really good quote by Eckhart Tolle. It's so powerful. And what it is that whenever you resent someone else's success,
it's a reflection of.
It's that what you hate in someone else is also in you. But whenever you resent someone else's success, it curtails your own success. In order to attract success, you have to welcome it wherever you see it. So a lot of these people that maybe they, sure, like, they might be like, oh, Greg, you grew up in a mansion, like everything's easy for you. It's like, sure, but my family didn't build my fucking Kinobody business, And so it's like, yeah, they want to find something to hate on, but then it stops them from learning about how I actually built a business, inspired hundreds of thousands of people, have over 100,000 customers all over the world. And so the truly successful people, if someone's doing something awesome ahead of them, even if, there's something about them they don't like, they acknowledge that, but they're like, hey, but what are they doing here that's awesome? If you want to change the world, if you want to actually make a positive difference, you got to take some hate. The more people's lives I change for the better, the more hate I get. I mean, you can't get one without the other. Life is a balancing act. It always will bring you two sides of a coin. So if you're gonna get tons of praise, you're always gonna get tons of hate. If you want to get no hate, you'll get.
So the two sides are connected.
They're always connected. They have to be.
Same side.
It balances you, and that's also why when you see a lot of celebrities that like blow up, eventually they fizzle out and they come down. What goes up, what comes down. Even emotions, there's always an opposite to it. You're happy one day, you're sad the next day. You have some amazing night, you party, you're having fun, you're drinking. Then the cost of that is the hangover the next morning. So you can't not get hate. And if someone's trying to build a business, they're trying to become a YouTuber, become something, if you have the illusion that you can do this without getting any backlash, without getting any hate, you'll never do it. You'll never make a video because deep down, what you're trying to achieve isn't real. It's a fantasy, so it will never actually transpire. But if you tell yourself, you know what? I believe in what I'm doing. I have a positive message to help people, and you know what? No fucking shit, I'm gonna get people to hate on me. Absolutely, but that's fine because I don't care about that. I care about the people that I can help. That's the mindset you have to embrace. And so the hate thing, it's like, dude, you need it. Actually, you know what? I'm grateful for the haters because it keeps you balanced, keeps you grounded. You need both sides. If you just got praise all the time, if you only got praise, you would turn into a big fucking pussy. For sure you would. Because you need that. You need something coming at you. It's like being in a boxing fight, but I punch Bob all the time. He doesn't punch me back, but I also do sparring and stuff. It's like being in a boxing fight and the person never punching you. You're just hitting him. You need to get hit back, regardless, whether it's with a hate comment, whether it's with maybe something in you're building this business and you have some roadblock on the way and shit's on the line. It's like you need to have those both sides, and life will always give you both sides every single time.
Always,
right?
Because if you most people just see the one side, but they're not realizing the other side's coming along with it.
Yeah, they're blinded to it.
They're exactly the same thing in a way, because like when you look at a coin, there's two sides to a coin, right? There's the head and the tail. But then when you zoom into the coin, like it's actually connected. It's the same substance.
And that's what
There's no line between the head and the tail.
And that's what fucks with people's heads is when they only get glued to one side and they ignore the other. Even something horrible happens to you, right? You know, our mind always kind of dwells on the negative, and that's a pain in your body that you'll hold on to, that will stay with you as a negative energy. But if you look at something like a past event that you view as very traumatic, there's also something good that came out of that. There's some growth.
A lot of people that kind of like they market themselves really well and then they make a lot of money, and then people start to call them like sellouts. And I'm sure you've gotten that before. And we talked about this before, but we didn't talk about it for the camera. But like, in my opinion, there's no such thing as a sellout because, like we said, the self is an illusion. So you're not selling out anything because like if you call yourself a sellout or if you believe someone or you are a sellout, you're presupposing that there's a core identity, a core you that you're just trying to disobey or behaviors are straying away from that. But there is no such thing in the first place. So every version you did, whether it's marketing yourself a certain way to please masses or not, is none of it is a sellout because there's no base to it.
Yeah, and here's also the big point. Like, sure, there's people out there that are a little unethical. Maybe they sell kind of crappier products and they get a lot of refunds, and maybe they don't even let them. There's some sketchy people, for sure. But like deep down, if you're selling, you're helping. Yeah. People like their money. People hate giving money away. They want their money.
That's a good
if
point.
you can convince someone, if you can get someone to openly, by their own will, spend their money, you're providing them tons of value. So selling is helping. You know, if you're gonna go and buy a book, you're buying that book because it's gonna help you. So when you're selling, you're providing tons of value, and that's what people don't get about selling. Selling is good. You know how many millions of products there are on the market? If your product sells, you're standing out in front of thousands of other products. And so you're creating something that's better than thousands of other products. You're adding tons of value. People that don't like the idea of selling are completely idiotic because they buy every single day. They buy every single day, and then imagine if you couldn't buy anything. What kind of world would that be in? Kinobody, we have one of the lowest refund rates in the industry because they're getting so much value. The stuff works. It's amazing to tell all their friends about it. And so it's like, it's killer. But then, like I said earlier, then you have people that, there's this other thing coming out, like there's other fitness people come out that just, fitness was my passion since I was a kid, and I developed every single course I developed for myself to get a certain result, and then I shared it and I, put into a big package. There's people that come out in the industry that just try and make money really quick, like this insanity bullshit. It's like they want to shortcut the circuit, just try and market and just sell some stupid plan. So it's like you have to, but that won't last because you get all the refunds, all the people will complain, and it will fizzle out. Like to really have a long term, I've been doing Kinobody, selling those programs for like 5-6 years almost, or 5 years I guess. To have a sustainable long-term plan that builds and builds each year, you have to have good, solid, amazing, quality products and customer service.
You're creating like little models of people.
I know, people are getting fucking ripped and lean.
And then you're just like writing shit on the internet, and then thousands of people everywhere getting like lean.
That's
pretty
cool,
crazy,
man.